Good morning. How are you? Welcome to the Table Talk podcast with Bob Colbert. I'm your host, Bob Colbert. We're here on March the 2nd, 2024, Saturday morning. At least it is in Los Angeles. Today in Los Angeles, it's raining with a spotty kind of a sunny to cloudy, rainy weather. So it's a little chilly, about 50 degrees. So I hope your day's going well. Today's Table Talk podcast, I told you that I would never go into politics because it's a non-winning situation. Well, I wasn't expecting to see the Fani Willis mini trial occurred. This is a soap opera kind of a mini trial that's resulted as during the RICO trial that Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump, and about 19 supposed co-conspirators with it to interrupt the 2020 election in Georgia, state of Georgia. So what I'll do is kind of couch, let me get my little write up. So one moment. Get that up. All right. And what I'll do is I'll go over to the full face cam so that you can see it. Yeah, let me shrink it down. My apologies. I should have had this already. I know. I wish I were perfect. So what this is about, this is a mini trial. See if there's anything above this. No, this is a mini trial that involving Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. It's been a very contentious affair. So what happened is there was a Roman, forgot one of the co-conspirator people that are on trial in this RICO case, litigants or defendants, I should say. So I guess he had an investigator investigate Fani Willis in her office. She is the district attorney in Georgia for Fulton County. And what happened was there was a finding of conflict of it or supposed conflict of interest. So I'll just read. Willis, this is Fani Willis, district attorney, Fulton County, Georgia, faced allegations that her relationship, this was a personal relationship, they were dating, with the special prosecutor, Nathan Wade, posed conflict of interest in the case against former President Donald Trump. The claim was that their romantic involvement compromised the integrity of the proceedings. So there was a hearing that has taken place over the last 3 weeks, I believe. And yeah, the defendant is Michael Roman. Sorry about that. So it was extraordinary hearings. I had the opportunity to watch it during the weekends, and it was amazing. A real soap opera. So there was a series of extraordinary hearings ensued after the GOP operative Michael Roman alleged that Willis and Wade had an improper relationship. Roman further claimed that Willis has financially benefited from this connection, this relationship. So former President Trump and other co-defendants joined Roman's effort to disqualify Willis and her office, the district attorney office, from prosecuting the racketeering case against them. So these are personal details revealed. So during the evidentiary hearings, both Willis and Wade, Nathan Wade, her boyfriend, who's also the special prosecutor on this case, divulged personal details about their relationship, financial affairs, and their travels together. They visited places like Napa Valley, Belize, Aruba together. Willis staunchly defended herself against the accusations of impropriety and financial gain. And so former President Trump and the co-defendants have been seeking charges dismissal. So Trump and his co-defendants sought to have the charges against them dismissed by disqualifying Willis, Wade, and her district attorney office. Their argument centered on the alleged relationship and the impact on public confidence in the legal system. So in summary, what happened was there was a mini trial over about a 3-week process revolved around allegations of romantic relationship between Willis and Wade and potential conflicts of interest and financial personal gain and the integrity of the legal process. All right, so I'll get rid of that. So let's catch up on the latest. They had the closing arguments yesterday, and let's see if we can hear what was said.
Meanwhile, let's talk courts, bad and good. Today, the Fulton County judge is set to hear closing arguments in the misconduct case against District Attorney Fani Willis. The ruling will have a far-reaching impact whether Willis and her entire staff, including Nathan Wade, should be disqualified from prosecuting Georgia's 2020 election interference case against former President Trump. Here with the reaction, the hard facts, former federal prosecutor Francie Hakes. Francie, this is up to the judge to decide if she goes forward. And now we have text messages between Ashley Merton, the lawyer for Roman, and the business partner of Nathan Wade that shows that he said the relationship started in 2019, which shows he gave her boyfriend the job he wasn't qualified for. That should disqualify them, don't you think?
Well, it really should, Brian. You know, it's really odd in this case that she thought it was going to be fine and that no one would notice that she was hiring her boyfriend. I think that's part of the reason that it seems like they were sneaking around at weird hours of the night, which is what that cell phone data is going to reveal. The initial question about disqualifying her, though, Brian, was all about the money that he was spending on her. Now, because of their actions in court, because of their testimony in hearings and Terrence Bradley's testimony and some other testimony, they're in much more trouble for possible perjury and fraud on the court.
Yeah. So just to kind of let you know, Bradley is the special prosecutor's Nathan Wade's attorney, his divorce attorney. He's getting a divorce from his wife, and he was his attorney for a while, also as business partner in a law firm that apparently was not organized in the normal sense of, you know, like an LLC or LLP or whatever. So they basically would take in contracts, and he had a contract as special prosecutor, and that money would go into the partnership. There was 3 attorneys additional, and the money would be split in thirds. So Bradley benefited to the tune of $74,000 of this case's money. So let me read a little bit about it. So a Georgia judge, his name's Scott McAfee, he set to hear closing arguments Friday that will determine whether the district attorney, Fani Willis, will be thrown off the case, who's prosecuting Donald Trump for election interference. The lawyers for Trump and his co-defendants will make their final arguments that her admitted relationship with the special prosecutor, Nathan Wade, presented a conflict of interest, and Willis and her office should be removed from the case. The Fulton County District Attorney's Office will also present Willis's side and argue that she has done no wrong at the hearing before the Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee this afternoon. Although the arguments will be heard today, Judge McAfee is not likely to issue a ruling until the next week or the following week. The embattled Willis hired Nathan Wade in November 2021 to lead the prosecution in the case, charging Trump and over a dozen others with alleged efforts to overturn 2020 presidential election results in the Peach State, Georgia. But the case has been thrown into turmoil since January when Republican political operative Mike Roman, who is a co-defendant in this case, made bombshell allegations that Fani Willis had an affair with Nathan Wade, special prosecutor, that the romance presented a conflict of interest, and that should disqualify her and her office from the case. Willis has admitted having an affair with Wade, whose divorce from his wife is still not finalized. And by the way, it came out in the case that in order to prevent information from that divorce case spilling over into this case, she went the extraordinary effort to have that case sealed, the divorce case, so that none of that data could spill over into this case. But it did. So Willis and Wade had testified under oath in this mini trial that their relationship started in sometime early 2022, and they had indicated around February, March, April, after she had hired him and ended in 2023. But Michael Roman, claimed they were romantically involved before Wade was appointed to the case. In other words, hired her before 2022. And that Willis had benefited financially from lavish vacations that Wade helped pay for using his district attorney office salary, which amounts to a misuse of county funds. And by the way, the amount of money that he had earned thus far in this case was about $750,000. Legal analysts have also pointed out that if the lawyers for Roman and Trump and their co-defendants can prove that the relationship started earlier and Willis did lie on the stand, she should be guilty of perjury. Wade's former law partner and his divorce lawyer, Terrence Bradley, texted Roman's defense attorney, Ashley Merchant, that he absolutely believed the pair's relationship began before Willis pointed way, evidence in the case shows. So, yeah, so there was a long stream of emails and texts, let's just say in the thousands of texts, that where they had discussed the relationship. Okay, so, and he said absolutely it did start that early in before 2021 even, and that when, and she said in the text when they were magistrate judges, and he said no, when they were flutter. I forgot. But there were another type judge, and when they were, and that matched up with the email text. So yeah. However, when Terrence Bradley was asked, compelled to testify, he originally said that it was attorney privilege, client privilege, because he was Nathan Wade's attorney. So they had a little in-camera session before Judge McAfee and found that the testimony was different, and didn't match up. So he disqualified that it was client privilege. So he was compelled to testify on this in this mini trial. But he climbed up on the stand and couldn't remember and said, don't recall. And it was speculations, and that he didn't mean what that he had said in the text. However, so Bradley, once billed as a star witness against Willis in the hearings, also claimed on the stand that he speculated on some things in the text exchange, did not have direct knowledge of the relationship timeline between Wade and Willis. Wade's phone was also tracked by cell towers to the vicinity of Willis's home several times late at night 2021, like 4 in the morning, well before the pair claimed they were a couple. Attorneys for the Trump claimed in court filings. So yeah, so he was in the area of her condo. So the salacious Willis drama has taken attention away from the pending criminal case in which Trump, who's 77 years old, is charged with lying about tampering with the 2020 presidential race in Georgia and trying to bully state officials into violating their oaths by claiming that their vote was a voter fraud, which resulted in handing the state to the former Vice President Joe Biden. And Fani Willis, when she came up to testify, she was very hostile, fiery, and very hostile. She said, "You're confused. You think I'm on trial? I'm not on trial. He is." Donald Trump, "I'm not on trial here." So Fiery Willis said as she took the stand last month in the hearing that has in effect became a mini trial. These people are on trial for stealing an election in 2020. Willis said, "I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial." And the judge threatened to hold her in contempt court for that outburst. If the judge does decide to remove Willis from the case, it'll represent a major win for Trump, all but guaranteeing the case will not head to trial before November's presidential election, in which he's expected to be the Republican nominee. 4 of the original 18 defendants in the case have already pleaded guilty, leading to speculation that they could flip and testify against Trump in hopes of receiving a lighter sentence. All right. So this is Judge McAfee, Scott McAfee. He's the Fulton County Superior Court judge who's hearing the closing arguments. He won't rule on this particular situation for a couple of weeks, he said. And this is Fani Willis. She's the Fulton County District Attorney, and she's facing prospect of being removed from the case amid a personal affair with the special prosecutor, Nathan Wade, that she hired in 2022 to prosecute this case. And then it's alleged that she benefited money-wise, and a lot of it on lavish trips and stuff. And the interesting thing of note is when they were asked to show receipts, they couldn't because everything was done in cash, and there was a huge difference between what she said that he had spent on her and what she gave back. So there was like a $10,000 difference between cash, but there were no paper records, so it couldn't be proved that she even paid a dime. And she had said that her father told her to, who also testified, by the way, in this mini trial, said that he had told her to stash cash in the house, a lot of it. And that's exactly what she did. Wow. All right. So I thank Fox News for that, by the way. Credit. All right. Let me get this is Terrence Bradley, and he is the was divorce attorney, partner in Nathan Wade's law firm, as well as a 10-year friend. They're no longer friends, he said, and they're no longer partners. It was alleged during this mini trial that Nathan Wade accused him, Terrence Bradley, of a sexual assault occurring at the office in there, and that was the reason that they quit being friends. Yeah. And this is Nathan Wade, the special prosecutor. So he's a Georgia lawyer who's been appointed as a special prosecutor in the criminal case against former President Donald Trump and his 18 other associates for allegedly trying to overturn the 2020 election results in the state. He also faces scrutiny over his alleged personal professional relationship with Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, who's leading this RICO case. Yep. And he's also getting divorced. He's still married, but he's getting divorce from his ex-wife, Joycelyn Wade. Apparently have two children. Alleged girlfriend Fani Willis. He has not tried a RICO case. He does divorces and cheating scandals and things like that. There's another picture. He was born in 1973, grew up in Texas, graduated from Texas State University with a degree in political science, then moved to Atlanta to attend John Marshall School of Law, where he earned his Juris Doctorate in 1999. Began his career as a prosecutor in the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. He worked for 16 years and handled several high-profile cases, including Atlanta Public Schools cheating scandal, in which he served as lead prosecutor, secured convictions of alleged educators for racketeering. So what's his role in this case? So in February 2021, Fani Willis, the district attorney of Fulton County, launched a criminal investigation into Donald Trump's, the former president's, attempts to influence Georgia election officials, including the governor, the attorney general, secretary of state, Brad Raffensperger, to find enough votes to overturn Joe Biden's win in the state. Willis hired Wade as special prosecutor to assist her in the case, citing his experience and expertise in prosecuting complex cases. Turned out he had not done a RICO case. In September 2021, a Fulton County grand jury indicted Trump and 18 co-defendants, including his former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, his personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, and several Georgia lawmakers and officials on 41 counts of racketeering, conspiracy, false statements, and election fraud. So his role is responsible for presenting the evidence and arguments to the grand jury and the court on behalf of the prosecution. He's also authorized to issue subpoenas, interview witnesses, and negotiate plea deals. The case is the first of its kind in U.S. history, as no former president has ever faced criminal charges for his actions while in office. And what is the controversy again surrounding him and Fani? Well, Nathan Wade's appointment as special prosecutor in the Trump case has raised questions and criticisms from some of the defendants and their lawyers who have accused him and Willis of having an improper, clandestine personal relationship that compromises their professional judgment and ethics. They have also alleged that Wade and Willis profited from the case at the expense of taxpayers, as he was paid nearly $654,000 in legal fees in 2020 and 2021 by the county. They have filed motions to dismiss the charges against them and to disqualify Willis and Nathan from the case, claiming that they violated the public oath, the code of professional conduct, the due process rights of the defendants. They've also cited media reports and court documents that suggest he and Willis traveled together to vacations such as Florida, Napa Valley, the Caribbean, while Wade was still married to his wife, Joycelyn Wade, who filed for divorce in November 2021. The divorce case had been sealed. By the way, he didn't tell us why that he was working as a special prosecutor, apparently. The divorce case has been sealed since February 2022. But Joycelyn Wade has subpoenaed Willis to testify in the case, along with other witnesses and documents related to Nathan's finance and travel expense. Willis and Wade have not publicly commented on the allegation or the subpoena, but they have denied any wrongdoing or conflict of interest in their official response to the motions. They've also argued that motions are baseless, frivolous, and politically motivated, and they're not, and they're confident that their case will proceed and that justice will be served. All right. I'll just say this and then I'll bring it to a close. Terrence Bradley's testimony and controversy. Judge Scott McAfee held a two-day hearing on February 15th, 16th to determine whether Willis and her office should be disqualified from the case or the case dismissed outright. Bradley was called as a witness by Merchant, the defense attorney, who hoped that he would corroborate her allegations and provide more details. However, it turned out that Terrence Bradley's testimony turned out to be disappointing for the defense, as he refused or clammed up and refused to answer questions, citing attorney-client privilege and a lack of independent knowledge. Even though he had texted Miss Merchant over many texts that it was absolutely factual that they did have a relationship. So Terrence also faced objections from prosecutor and Wade's attorney, who argued that he was violating Wade's privacy and confidentiality by testifying at all. So they did. Judge had him do it in camera, off, court document. Question found out that it was different. So there was some contested testimony. Basically, he lied on the stand from what he had said in other evidence. So he had to come back and retestify. This is Terrence Bradley's net worth. 2022, 1.5 million. 2023, 2 million. 2024, 2.5. He's apparently... his wife's not known to the public. He does have a son and a daughter. Okay. And then this is the judge, Judge McAfee. Yeah. He graduated from the University of Georgia Law School in 2013, from Emory University in 2010. He's a father of two, also served as a volunteer scuba diver at Georgia Aquarium. All right. Well, I think that'll be it for, I'm kind of going a little bit long. But anyway, it was a real soap opera. So we'll see in a couple of weeks what the verdict is from Scott McAfee, Judge Scott McAfee, in regards to this, disbarment of prosecutor Nathan Wade, and Fani Willis. Okay. Well, y'all, I hope y'all have a great Saturday afternoon, and we'll see you next week on the Table Talk. Y'all take care, my friends. See you later. What you do, you to me, but I can't let it go so easily until I see